All right, y'all. So the hangman is to talk about things not moving, things being put in a standstill because of this new beginning or some sort of recollection. Somebody came back from the past, I think, and then all of a sudden things just stop moving. Something stopped progressing. Something stopped, there's no progress anymore. And I think it's because there's some sort of new perspective here. I feel like this person that may have come back was here to kind of help you be ready for something new to come in. You have justice in the heart of your reading crossed by the Eight of Pentacles. Justice, like I said before, all my readings talks about balance, talks about correction, things being put into order. And I feel like for some of you guys, this may have been a divorce. Okay, but at the same time, I feel like this also could be that this is just ultimately just kind of mending things. Maybe somebody came back into your life to apologize, and then there's no more communication anymore. The Eight of Wands is crossing this, so there could be no more progress, no more movement. The obstacle is nothing happening. The justice is like the challenge is to get justice, or forgiveness, or forgive someone, or forgive something for something. But there's no sign of somebody coming back to apologize, no sign of progress from anybody coming back to apologize. Now, I feel like the situation is trying to say that right now you may have a situation where there was somebody that came back to kind of they maybe did something wrong or did something, and you have to find it within yourself to forgive them without some sort of response back, without looking for anything back, without moving any forward with this individual. I don't know if they're coming back. I don't know if this person has come back or said anything to you, or they completely just ghosted. I don't think I think there's just like a whole communication, and that's it. In the past, you have the Seven of Cups, rather, which is talking about fantasy. Maybe some things were maybe too good to be true. Maybe there was dreams that you're trying to decipher from. But there was an offer, perhaps, or offers, and there was a lot going on, and you had to pick or had to decide which ones you were going to decide from. Like, I think you were trying to decide what your heart's desire was, and you started that right now. I think you were starting it with this individual. Maybe this person offers you something that offered you something, a dream to be pursued, and you guys said, yes, let's do it. But then there's no progress. There's nothing happening, right? I think in the future you have the Ten of Cups. Like, it's really interesting how this is looking, because it's like in the beginning it's all great and dandy, and then in the future you see the ending of it, which is not bad. Like, happily ever after is fine. But you have the Five of Wands, which usually means fast energy, fast movement, and it's crossing the obstacle, things moving too fast. But there's nothing happening at all. And the Eight of Wands is saying that, maybe I think the situation is like it's not moving. There's no progress. That is so strange to me. But the situation too is like, could be that there isn't any progress. Not that somebody ghosted, or maybe these things need to be balanced within yourself right now. There's something that you need to see within yourself, because the death energy does indicate that you have to look within yourself to move forward. You have to look within yourself. You have to look within yourself to release something, because that's what you have to do. You have to release something, right? And I feel like there isn't any progress right now because there's a need to realign something. There's something that needs to be balanced out, if not with a person, with yourself. And the death energy that's coming up in your goal, aim, ambition is talking about this with all these other clarifiers. Something needs to be released. Something needs to be moved on. Something needs to be forgiven and moved on from. Death is not just the ending of something or the death of something. It also talks about a new life, a new beginning, because you're making space for something new. And I feel like the thing is, like, what you have to release has to do with something. It has to do with some sort of distraction or some sort of third party relationship. If this is someone that's been distracted with work or with another person, like, I don't know if you have old issues or old grudges with somebody that's been, in a relationship with somebody. This probably isn't the person. This person here, I don't think this person is cheating on you. That's one of the things that you have to release. On top of that, you have the Wheel of Fortune. This talks about a second opportunity, a second chance. This is a new opportunity. And I feel like this perspective that you have here regarding a relationship, maybe that's the perspective that you need to release. But the Wheel of Fortune is coming up for the Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles comes up, just, balance. Keeping the balance, distracting oneself with other responsibilities, not really looking at how you feel. I think you may have to release that sort of behavior, because it maybe in the past when you had something like that, when you were focusing on other things and not how you felt, maybe that's what caused a lot of these, you know, maybe that's what caused a big rift in the first place. But the Wheel of Fortune talks about a new opportunity, fate, something happening again. And I feel like the Two of Pentacles is what's happening again. Like somebody's very focused on something other than what they need to be focusing on, which is how they feel. And then you have Judgment, which is another card that really is, that goes hand in hand with the Wheel of Fortune, something coming back from the past. Something that and really goes hand in hand with death. Something that, something that, yeah, that was thought was dead, that was thought was over, but it comes back around to kind of show you that there isn't actually anything, there isn't actually, that's actually over. There's actually something that actually has like another life, another opportunity, another chance. But you've come so far, you've changed so much, and it's releasing that perspective perhaps. I think you just have some things that you may be feeling about somebody in the past that you have to release. I feel like you may have had some new boundaries, some sort of way of thinking in the past that would, in regards to kind of feeling like you can't trust anybody. And I feel like that needs to be let go of, that needs to be released. And I don't think that you're interacting with somebody that is cheating on you, because you have the Hangman here, which talks about, obviously waiting for something, being put on hold, no movement, seeing things from a different perspective. And then you have why you have that there, because of the Ace of Wands. You have a new beginning ahead of you, something that's passionate, that's exciting, perhaps with somebody that you already know. And it's like, why is the Ace of Wands coming up? Well, this is a new opportunity in love, perhaps something with someone that you already know, or perhaps this is a situation that's very similar to an old situation, perhaps with somebody new. And I'm like, okay, let's see a little bit further. What do you mean? What can else can you tell us with the Wheel of Fortune? Well, the Knight of Wands. Okay, this is someone that's unreliable, and you have the Eight of Cups that talks about somebody walking away. But the thing is, it's like somebody may have been a player, somebody may have been someone that was like, was passionate and exciting in the moment, very fun to be around, but they couldn't commit, or they didn't commit in the past. And I think it's because they had other relationships, or they had other people around them. But I don't think that this person's come back to play around. And I feel like this person is actually very serious. And I feel like the reason why things aren't moving forward is because you don't trust the situation. You don't trust it moving forward. And typically I would see more cards to indicate trust, in the sense like the Moon, or things, or the Seven of Wands, things like that. But the situation is looking like they have to release something regarding this Two of Pentacles, this this balanced situation, like distract yourself with a value, Wheel of Fortune, and just Judgment. Two cards that equal major changes that offer you also another opportunity. That's something that you thought was completely gone, that was shot out in the window. It's like, whether it's up to you whether to see this as a new opportunity, or to just chuck it in the wind. And the reason why I think this person is committed to you is because the Ten of Pentacles and the external energy. This is a very committed card. This is a card of commitment. I don't think this person's playing around. I think this is actually like the real deal. This is a new beginning. But the thing is, I think you want an apology or something like that. And I can't even clarify this anymore, because like the death card is like, but like, what is this Two of Pentacles? Like, I can't help myself. So what is the Two of Pentacles? What is the Two of Pentacles exactly? What do you mean by the Two of Pentacles there? This is the Two of Wands. So it's about making a decision about which way to go. Making a practical decision. So that's what it is. Yeah. So, excuse me guys, my throat is just jacked up as well. But with death, you have like, Two of Pentacles. You guys are making practical decisions instead of looking at how you feel, because you're just trying to figure out whether or not this is actually going to lead you to something long term. And if it isn't because of somebody that's cheated on you in the past, you're just trying to make sure this person's actually going to mean what they say and stay with you no matter what happens. And I feel like this thing is, you're trying to look for loyalty, you're trying to look for stability in a relationship. But the thing is like, I think that you have to release the fact that this person in the past has shown unreliability, or so some sort of player kind of attitude, because I think they are coming in with something real. Now the situation is this too, it's like, if you are letting this person back into your life, are you showing that you're not interested in someone that's not going to be committed and solid with you? It's not going to, this is going to be, because that will help you. This is Libra season, so everything that happens, everything that comes to us, relationships, people, they're here to show us something that we may need to use within ourselves. And that is being very serious about the next time we get into relationships, being very committed to the relationships that we get into. And Leos, you guys are fixed signs. You guys have no issues with getting involved with people and being certain and stable in that. But it's showing your loyalty to yourself that's more important than showing loyalty to your partner. Because if you're loyal to yourself and your boundaries, then the person will have to respect that, right? You can't, nobody can just come up to you and say, hey, you want to be in a relationship, and you just be like, no, you got to show me this. Because you know you provide that stuff for yourself. And I feel like the thing is like, it's not that you haven't been doing it. I feel like it's just more of like a practice that's good for the both of you, both you and your partner, because it shows that you are someone that is worthy of respect, you know, that deserves respect. And I'm not saying that you don't deserve respect from how you've been handling yourself. I do think that the things that have been imbalanced has to do with some sort of communication. Maybe you have to communicate with an individual. But all in all, this Ace of Pentacles is something that's committed. There's something stable here. Why is the Ten of Pentacles in the external energy? Why is the Ten of Pentacles in the external energy? Why is the Ten of Pentacles in the external energy? Death. Okay. It talks about something ending, like a release again. The reason why the Ten of Pentacles is in the external energy is because of something that was, you know, that was some sort of transition. I think this probably maybe somebody ended something that was very serious, very committed. Again, there could be somebody that's going through a divorce right now, and they're trying to find a new life by healing themselves. Right? You have the Nine of Swords as your outcome. Immediately that gives me red flags, because you guys are really stressed out in your outcome, which I don't necessarily like. And the reason why is because of the Seven of Cups, which was in your past. I don't know if you doubt the decisions that you made from the past to pursue someone, or you're doubting, or you're stressed out about something from something from this option here. But I feel like you don't really know if there's anything that's going to come out of this. But that's the thing, right? You don't want to get stuck in this Nine of Swords energy where you don't feel like anything can come out of anything good. I feel like you made a decision here, and that's because there's no progress being moved. You're stressed out about what it is that you decided to accept. You know what I mean? And I feel like you guys have, you know, you make the decision based off of how you feel. But if no one's really giving you any reason to doubt, why are you doubting? Let's get some wisdom of the oracle cards in here, because this has been one crazy reading. And I feel like for some of you guys, you may be worried about the situation that you picked. Maybe it was too good to be true from the start. You know, maybe somebody presented something to you, or you may have you've gotten the impression from somebody that they were going to stay for a long time, but then they stopped movement. There's no movement. Serendipity is coming up for you too. That's awesome. And you had new life come up as well, so that's interesting. I like that. This means it's good luck in new life. You have to see it that way though. But it comes from releasing a perspective that's keeping you from seeing this as good luck and a new opportunity. Death is not necessarily releasing, you know, because you do have to release something in order to get to this new beginning, but it's also talking about a new life. You have a new life ahead of you. You have a new journey ahead of you. If it's not moving right away, it's probably because you have to recognize that you have something new. You have something great. And you may be having second thoughts. You may be thinking, oh shoot, is this really what is this really what I decided? Am I sure if I really want to commit myself to this? If you just committed yourself to a new life and this outcome is showing you stress because of this decision that you made that can potentially get you great happiness. But you have to just trust yourself, you know what I mean? You're not going to be able to know all the answers from the start. You have to live your life, you have to experience life, and you have to be open to love, and you have to love yourself. But that's the thing, right? You have to believe in yourself. And I feel like there is this feeling like you don't know if you made the right decision with somebody that you trust this individual. But that's the thing. I was just telling Cancer, if you have an issue with trusting somebody, it's because you don't trust yourself. And that's where it kind of comes down to. But you have to release the reasons why you don't trust people. You have to release the reasons why you can't trust yourself. And the reasons, and heal those energies, heal those, those past disappointments and past resentments, so that way you can truly embrace this new beginning. There's something new here, man. Wow, this is interesting. You guys have treasured loved ones and look to inner strength. You have to be strong right now. And you know what? I think Cancer got treasured loved ones. I think it was actually Gemini that got this. Somebody's in your life right now that you have to focus on what they've been doing. You have to focus on what's been going on in the present. You can't be looking at the past and trying to justify certain behaviors, because that's not the case anymore. Death is saying this is no longer applies to you anymore. You have a new life that's coming in. You have to let that perspective go. That's why this whole reading is about surrendering. The Hangman. It's like it's time to let this hang. It's time to let it go. And be open, be free. Because right now, this is a new beginning and you have the potential to make this beautiful. But there's no progress being made on it because you're still stuck at where you've been. What you've gone through, all the stuff that you went through. And it's not going to happen again. Not if you won't perpetuate it. The stress will follow. The pain will follow. But if you release it and show that you're open to new experiences, to a new world, to a new life, to new love, then you can be able to embrace that. You'll be able to have that. In your whispers of love, you have, like I said, you have treasure your loved ones and then look to your inner strength. Now, treasure your loved ones came out first, and it says it is important to love others deeply. You have to love yourself before you can love someone else. So love yourself deeply, forgive yourself for whatever happened in the past, or forgive the situation for whatever happened in the past, because you may not get that forgiveness. You may not get that apology. You don't need them to come to apologize, because that's just going to keep you bound up and held up and really destroy this new beginning. Just forgive that individual for that last time that you've been in a relationship. Or forgive this person because they probably don't want to, they probably know what they did wrong and they really just fix it. They're wanting to show that they're ready to move forward and do the best that they can with their actions rather than just apologize. And that's probably what they're trying to do. But you have to move on first. You have to let go of it first. You have to say, you know what? It is what it is. It happened. But you know what? I'm not going to let that destroy me. I'm not going to let that take over my life. I'm not going to let that make or break this new beginning, because this is my opportunity. This is my life, and I only live once. And it says, look to your inner strength. You're stronger than you realize. Yes, you are. Leos, you are one of the strongest people in the zodiac. One of the strongest. To say that, just don't let whatever this perspective is keep you from being happy. Don't let this past situation, those past pains, disappointments, whatever, don't let that keep you from being happy. Don't let the second thoughts keep you from enjoying what you've got. Because you may have someone that is really ready to work with you and make something real with you. In this, Leo, Venus going retrograde this week. Yeah, we're gonna have probably second thoughts for the whole entire month up until November 16th. We probably will have that situation. But that's the thing. This is going to test all relationships. But you have to be in the moment and present in it, and not look at, oh, I should have done this, oh, I should have done that. Because you did the best that you could with the moment and the decisions and the options that you had. Okay? You did the best that you could. So you have to kind of just be in the moment. Don't worry about everything else around you. Just feel. The person that comes into your life right now, they're going to show you who you are. And you have to be open to seeing that so you can love yourself in ways that you may not have been loving yourself before.